That's actually Rich Simmonds with a D, believe it or not, so our apologies straight away to you, Rich, on that front. But I am joined by the master of the dark arts of social media. Rich Simmonds is an amplification catalyst. He's one of the top 60 influencers in social media. He's one of only 3 non-Americans within that cluster of experts. And to prove that he is an expert, we actually have visible proof from EIBTM as to how to master those dark arts. So, Rich, you can look at me now.
Thank you.
And concentrate in answering the question is, what is the secret? What are the dark arts to effective social media amplification?
Well, I suppose if you had to look at and ask what is the secret to social media, I'd have to take you back as what is the secrets of a relationship? Because this is social media. It's not technology, it's a relationship that you're building. So everything that you do is from the point of a relationship and not the point of trying to tell someone something. If you think about building a relationship, how do you do that effectively? So the more effective you are at building relationships, the better you are going to be on social media.
Okay, so you've been applying those techniques here at EIBTM.
Yes.
And we've managed to get a couple of slides from the somewhat inert internet connection here. The first one here is, well, talk us through this. We've got 1,983 tweets. Take me from there.
So this is a program which is available to everyone. It's a free program called TweetBinder, which you tweetbinder.com, go in there, link in, and then what you do is you just put in whatever you want to measure. So in this case, we are measuring EIBTM 14, which is the hashtag used by the EIBTM event. What you can see is it's measured 1,983 tweets. It won't measure more than 2,000 unless you do the paid option of the report. Yep. But we find that taking the free option is a great way to do it. It's transparent. Everyone can do the same report. And what you'll notice is that overall, the 2,188,000 there are the number of people we reach. So if this was a magazine, the magazine would have had a readership of 2,188,000.
A circulation of 2.1.
Yeah, circulation, that's right.
And then presumably 54 million is the readership.
Yes.
So if you like the
so the magazine would have been lying around and that's what it would have happened.
Very good, very impressive. Now, I think let's just see how you've performed as a social media influencer. Let's go and have a look at slide number 2, Tom, if we could. Thank you. Right, now talk me through this.
Okay. What it shows there, if you look at the top, now these are, on the left there, it's saying most active.
Okay.
The most active around that hashtag has been Expand and Amplify. That's my company. Okay. So that my girls back in the office were doing tweets and talking to people and interacting around the EIBTM. Yeah. So they were what we could call the noisiest at just over 200 tweets there.
Right.
And then there was actually my brother turned out to be the 3rd busiest there.
Okay.
And a few other people. Then you'll notice that my personal one, which is lying at level 6, I had done 71 tweets around the EIBTM. Now this could be measured over probably from yesterday morning when I arrived in Barcelona till this afternoon when we drew that report.
Yeah.
So I did 71 tweets, was talking, was active around the brand, and you'll notice there that my personal impact to that readership was 22 million. 22 million.
Now, okay, so either you've done something remarkably clever there, or you just happen to have a massive Twitter following.
Well, I do have a Twitter following, yes, I do have a massive Twitter following, but it's about understanding how to activate those people. People often ask me the question, and in training, which I do a lot of, I ask people, are you professional or are you social? And if you were working for your typical sort of consulting company, that question gets answered and says, we're professional. And I go, well then the messaging and the content coming out of there is very boring. The real thing that you should be saying is that I'm a social person who's professional at all times.
But the question I'm going to come back to you with is the fact that you've got a massive Twitter following which has delivered the highest social media following of this entire international event. But how many of those are actually relevant to the meetings industry, to the organisation and delivery or acquisition of meetings?
Okay, so that's a question that's asked to me throughout industries regardless. What happens is, by me amplifying what you're doing here, okay, tells the world about what's happening here. The people that are potentially interested will start connecting and reading the retweets and the tweeting that I've been doing. However, it's up to the company who's actually behind that to deliver on their promise. Because all I did was tell you about the promise that you're giving. You need to deliver on that promise. So as an amplification catalyst, I'm just there to build that connection and build the connection faster.
Yes.
But it's still up to you to have the relationship with your client.
Sure. Okay, I understand that, because I know that EIBTM and the team here will look at their Twitter following and the wider amplification of that following and say, we've had 54 million people follow us, of which 22 million have been delivered by one individual.
That's right.
Okay, so obviously to get hold of these dark artists, I mean, you really are the sort of the non-US Darth Vaders of social media. I mean, is this something that can be taught, learnt, or can it only be acquired commercially?
No, it can certainly be taught. I mean, if you look at what I've done, is I've only been on Twitter for 3 years. So from nothing till now, I've become the top 60 within the top 60 influencers in the world. So it's all about consistency.
Yeah.
So if I start an amplification for you, it's about you being consistent with your brand and building your followers at the same time. So I introduce you to the opportunity of the person, but it's very much like I introduce you to someone at the show and you stand there waiting for them to talk to you and you're not going to say anything to them. Well, then you've done nothing.
Yeah, sure.
Then I've wasted my energy. But if I've taken your message and I've amplified it and then given it on, and that you can then work on the introduction that you've been given, then you've done something with it.
Excellent. Rich, it is amazing. If you would like to add your backing to this enormous online community, the Twitter handle is at Rich Simmonds with a D, that is, by the way, 2 M's, capital Z-A, and email is rich@uwiniwin.co.za. Amazing stuff.
Right.
Rich, thanks for telling us.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for being here.